It's almost been a year since the iPhone 10 came out, and presumably we're a few weeks away from its successor hitting. So throughout the past 10 months, I've had the iPhone 10 in my pocket either as my daily phone or a secondary phone. So I've gotten to know it quite a bit, what's gone well with it, what's been disappointing about it. So as we are now almost at the end of life on the iPhone 10, I thought we could look back and kind of do a final review with it. So there are a couple of big features that were touted when the iPhone 10 launched. The big one is the notch, and with the notch came that new design. I know you guys like to say, looks like my haircut. When the notch first came out, I was a bit thrown back by it. It was kind of a new design, something new to see. Certainly Essential had a notch there before, but this is the first time we've seen one that large, and it was more glaring and more jarring the first few months that I used it. You know, watching video when I would expand to full screen, I was very aware that it was there. 3 or 4 months in though, the notch became very less of an issue for me. Perhaps I don't watch that many cinematic movies on my phone where I would see the notch and see the content get cut off, but I've really stopped noticing it. And I really haven't thought about it until a new phone comes out that seems to look almost identical to it. With that notch, the big feature the iPhone 10 brought was Face ID. And I think I'm in the minority of liking Face ID. I think I like the convenience of Face ID. In practice, it certainly hasn't been perfect. I think Touch ID was definitely more of a absolute science, let's say. It worked more reliably than Face ID, but I really like the convenience. With the one caveat being when it's on a table, you can't just look down at it. You gotta pick up your phone and have it see your face. Those are small trade-offs that I'm willing to make. Others in the office, though, wish Touch ID in some form would come back. The best use case that I've seen for Face ID is with third-party authentication. If you're using password apps, like 1Password, for example, I love being able to just use my face and access my information. I don't think about it. The concerns that I had when Face ID first launched was, could it be spoofed? We tried it with a mask. Is it gonna work in the dark? I've had no issues at all with the dark, and it's actually gotten better as software updates have gotten better. Even when I'm on my side in bed, it's been able to unlock. I've had sunglasses, no issue. But again, that's my experience. My wife has had a lot of problems wearing sunglasses. She has to take her sunglasses off to unlock her iPhone 10, so your experiences definitely might vary there. So design was also a big deal with the iPhone 10. It was Apple's first kind of all-screen design, and I'm still extremely impressed they were able to almost bend the glass and bend the display so you don't have that chin that we've seen plague a lot of Android manufacturers. And I like that. I still really like the design. The iPhone 10 is also slightly thicker than what we've seen with the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 8 along with it. And I don't mind that extra thickness, but presumably it's for the battery inside. And I haven't noticed any battery change at all from really my first week of using it to now, almost 10 months. And battery's been really good for me. And again, I don't watch that much video. When I watch videos, it really drains it faster. My daily use, by the time I get home, I've got about 40% battery life left. I'm pretty heavy on social media and that kind of stuff. So I could easily say it's a day and a halfer, which is something really important for me, especially when I'm traveling. That's where something like the iPhone 10 has been really good in the battery life department. So the other new thing that the iPhone 10 brought in was gesture control. It was a little bit weird the first few months. There's definitely a learning curve, but it's become definitely second nature. Now when I use an iPhone 8, iPhone 7, or anything that came out before, I find myself trying to swipe up and swipe down. I think Apple absolutely nailed the gestures with the iPhone 10. So an all-glass phone, especially an expensive all-glass phone, makes me super nervous. And I got 2 kids at home that are constantly grabbing the phone out of my hand. So I've opted for some form of protection for the iPhone 10. I bought AppleCare to go with it just as a safety net, but I have had a case on it all the time. When the case is not on it, I always got a D-brand skin on the back to at least make sure the back is protected. They got a ton of customization options, so if you're sick of the space gray or you want to make your phone look different, you can pick one. Got a yellow carbon fiber here. It makes it stand out. It's easy to find when it's on a table. I really like the option. It gives the protection on the back too. If you guys are interested and you want to pick up a D-brand skin, or maybe you want to go yellow on your phone because Apple's never going to release a yellow, or you want to make your own red iPhone 10, link to them all down below. But I think perhaps the biggest feature, and the reason that I tend to just keep using the iPhone 10, or at least have it with me in conjunction with an Android phone, is the camera. And there's an old saying, the best camera is the one that you have with you. And I've been really impressed with the camera from the iPhone 10. I think overall as a whole, it's not quite as feature complete as something you get with the Pixel 2 or the Pixel 2 XL, but it has worked really well in almost every usage. The pictures are always some form of good. Very rarely do I get a picture and look at it and just go, ew, that looks oversaturated, or I can see a ton of artifacting. The pictures generally just look good. So it might not be the best camera in the market, it does everything really well. I still have issues with iOS 12 included, things I wish that were there. I wish Apple would do differently, but I knew those shortcomings going into using the phone. I wish there was more customization options. I knew that, and I've kind of accepted that that's the case. Maybe iOS 13 next year will change that, although I'm not holding my breath. But overall, I've enjoyed the iPhone 10, and it's been surprising the features I thought that I was gonna be most excited about. The things like having wireless charging and Animoji, I've used very little. And what's been a big selling point and what keeps bringing me back to the iPhone 10 has been battery life and the camera. I thought it'd be kind of fun to revisit the iPhone 10, a final review, and share what's changed since the phone initially launched. If you guys like this final revisited, let us know in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up, and of course, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so you get notified when new videos are coming your way. YouTube doesn't notify people that much anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo.